everybody, welcome back to Hawman's Advice Forum. I'm the Hawman. In this video, I want to talk about why it's important to be part of a community, have community values, and feel like you're a part of a group. Why the family is important, why a cohesion among the people around you is important, and you shouldn't just think of yourself as an individual, but as part of a overall ecosystem. And I feel like if you kind of stray away from the way that modern society kind of makes you think that you're just an individual, it's all about you'll be a much happier person. Now, there's a lot of fucking craziness going on right now, as we've seen in the news and the media, because people are going fucking crazy and wanting to destroy civilization in 2020, right? People are frustrated. They've lost faith in the institutions of society. They've lost faith in families. They've lost faith in communities. They've lost faith in government, church, whatever. They've lost faith, and they don't fucking care anymore. And so now we have a large enough population that wants to go out and fucking destroy everything. And this was discussed in actually a book written more than 50 years ago by a guy named Eric Hoffer called The True Believer, right? And what is it? He talks about a lot of deep shit that I don't really ever hear people talk about in my real life. But it's basically, why do people join mass movements? And a lot of it has to do with just psychological issues they face, and the psychological issues that really come from a loss in faith in oneself. So what people do is they join a mass movement, and they go fucking crazy, and who knows, they want to like destroy everything. And this isn't new, right? So this has been happening in history. It happened in World War II with the Germans, where they kind of fucking went crazy because they lost World War I. And so all of them are like, fuck this, I'm going to join a mass movement, and we're going to do whatever the fuck we want to so that we can kind of have faith in ourselves again, right? And a lot of it has to do with that, people join these mass movements because they're frustrated. And one of the big sources of frustration is just a lack of community. So in my own experience, I remember like the happiest I was in high school, just because, even though I was a loser, right? Even though I was a loser in high school and I wasn't part of the popular kids, at least I had my own group, and it felt like, yeah, this is part of my community, and I'm glad that I'm with these people because I'm learning and growing together with them, and I was happy with them, right? I wasn't a cool kid, but I was really happy with them. And then we got out of high school, everybody, just seemed to be more about themselves, their careers, and I felt like there was just a breakdown of the community, of my community. Back in the 90s, it was kind of considered that your friends were actually your family, more family than your own family, and that's how I felt about my friends. But I felt like that if I had just a small, close, tight-knit community, I know it would have made me happy, whether it's my actual family or my friends. But I think there was a big source of discontent in my own life, the fact that I'm just an individual without any group to share my dreams, visions, and values. And I'm going to read a section from the book, The True Believer, that talks about this. So if you go to the section, I think it's called The Unified Poor. Look it up don't look it up on Google, because I think Google censors this, because I had to go to yahoo.com to find the book, the PDF version of the book. Eric Hoffer, The True Believer. So I'm going to read a section that talks about the importance of community. And it's really, really fucking deep, because I don't feel like I've ever heard anybody in real life talk about this. But in this section, Eric Hoffer is writing about why the so-called backwards or poorer countries hate Western civilizations when they become in contact with them. And so I'm going to start off with this. The discontent generated in backwards countries by their contact with Western civilization is not primarily resentment against exploitation by domineering foreigners. It is rather the result of a crumbling or weakening of tribal solidarity and communal life. The ideal of self-advancement which the civilizing West offers to backward populations brings with it a plague of individual frustration. All the advantages brought by the West are ineffectual substitutes for the sheltering and soothing anonymity of a communal existence. Even when the Westernized native attains personal success, becomes rich, or masters a respected profession, he is not happy. He feels naked and orphaned. The nationalist movements in the colonial countries are partly a striving after group existence and escape from Western individualism, right? And that's pretty fucking deep. That's pretty fucking deep. I've never really seen anybody else talk about this, where that shows that individualism, or actually the emphasis on individualism, is a source for discontent for most people. And I think that's why in modern society, since pretty much every country out there, even the poor ones, they all have smartphones and they're all kind of modernized, you see an increase in things like depression, suicide, just because there's just no sense of community anymore. Yeah, we're all connected by our smartphones, but in our real lives, who are we connected to, right? Who do we go to when things have, shit's hit the fan, right? Who do we care about? Who's going to care about me when I'm in my time of need? And the fact is known, because in modern society, it's just too much emphasis on the ideal of self-advancement, the idea of individualism. But really, what brings people happy is just a sense that, yes, you are an individual, but also that you're part of a community, that you have people who care about you, that your values are not just your own, but shared around the people with you. And that's something that's very, 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 very lacking in modern society, right? If it was lacking 50 years ago, think how bad it's fucking got now, right? If people back then, were fighting for their independence just because they realized that their tribal life is gone because of contact with Western civilization. They want to, they're trying to get back what they lost. Think about what's happening right now, and we have to do our best to kind of form our own community values and communities, but it's really hard right now, just because it's so easy just to kind of space out and just get addicted to technology and not connect with others and the people around you. So this is the Man here with another video. If you have any thoughts about the importance of community, about Western civilization, about individualism, about what's going on today in the world, let me know. And I'll see you guys right in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.